Hello and welcome back. It's been a while. I thought I'd give a little bit of an update on the Pergola. It's coming up towards the end of January and it's been pretty cold. We built this obviously as a bit of a kind of outdoors seating area, and it's got overhead cover, which I think is definitely coming useful for protecting some of the plants. There's mixed reviews, but on the whole I think, fingers crossed, everything should survive. But yeah, I thought I'd give people a bit of an update as to where it's at the moment. So got some of the Fatsias here. This one in particular is doing really well. So everything here's been planted from pretty young. The Spanish moss seems to be doing okay. This Scheffler Passiflora, the grown point, looks okay. It's just it just bent over a little bit, so I need to try and tie that up. This Brassioopsis though doesn't look too great, and hopefully the grown point's still okay, or it just shoots a little bit further below. It's kind of right at the edge of where a lot of the weather comes in, but most of the other Brassioopsis seem to be doing okay. Over here I've got a few pots of the Brinda CS 1046. So this was one of the offcuts that kind of I made. It had a pretty big rhizome in it. You can see there's some small shoots there, and it still kept some growth at the top. This one I picked up from near Bristol. It was Pan Global when they had the little sale on. They were pretty pricey, but they're difficult to get a hold of. But I'm thinking about growing those on, and potentially I might get rid of some of the ones in the bamboo walkway and actually put those in there. A lot of these are runners, so Phallostachys variation, they're all runners, and the Brinda is a bit more of a clumper. The spears on these feel pretty solid. Some smaller Trachycarpus variations. Excuse the car going past. A couple more of the Brassioopsis here seem to be doing okay. This is Fatsias, so some of the leaves are starting to just blacken off a little bit, but it is holding on to a couple. But you can see there the grown point on the whole should be good going into the next year. I haven't had a clean up yet, as you can see. Another Brassioopsis here. Again, holding on to some of the leaves. That one is Bordnerii. A little bit further underneath, a little bit more protected, but you can see that is blackened off, but again, there is some new growth coming through that looks okay. And then we've got this Midas here as well, similar story, holding on to some of the leaves, and I think that's where this overhead protection has just kept the major part of the frost off. But obviously the temperature is going to be pretty similar in here to what is outside, so they're not doing great, but they're just surviving for the most part. I think we got down to about minus 6 here, so not crazy. We've had colder before. Some of the Trachycarpus seem to be doing really well. So this is Fortunae Princeps, really hardy, so I'm just growing those on. Brahia Armata, doing really well. This one, just keeping it dry. Some of the others I've just been adding a little bit of water every month or so. But again, this one likes to be dry, so just keeping it in a pot at the moment before I decide what to do with it. And down here we got the cross, so Jubei and Boutia cross. I think it's the F3. A couple of new spears coming through. It hasn't put on much growth, so I think it's just been putting roots out recently. And then a couple that I did forget to put into the greenhouse. Waggy and Nanis, again doing fine. Waggy Princeps seems to be doing fine as you'd expect. And then Butiagris, one that I lost before, was a little bit smaller, but this one seems to be ticking along pretty well. Just kept it on the dry side. Again, just keeping the frost off it as well. Haven't wrapped on any of these at all. Another Booty, I think this one's Missionera. Seems to be ticking along okay. And then the Scheffra Macrophylla. That growing point looks pretty good, if you can see in there, which is great. So it'll keep some of that height, keep some of these leaves. Another one of the Scheffra. I don't think this one's as hardy, it's a bit more shrub-like. Can't even remember which one this one is called, to be honest. I need to find the tag for it, but staying green at least. Excuse some of the mess. Aspidistra looks pretty good down there. Maybe some of the barbecue stuff. And then a mixed bag with some of the ferns. This is one of the ones with the really kind of silvery underside. I don't know if you can see that particularly well, but took a bit of damage on some of the older leaves. So I think this one's Sciathia dilbata. So you can see on the left hand side that's been a new frond that's come out, but the cold's just taken it a little bit too much, but it is holding on to some green. And then Scheffra Bordneri, same type of story. Just going to try and grow this one on a little bit. I don't think it's as hardy. If I take a bit of a step back here, we've got the Sciathia medullaris, black tree fern. These obviously aren't as hardy as the normal tree ferns. I don't think there was that much frost in here, but you can see how some of the fronds are just kind of closed up. I think it's a bit too cold for it still at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see how that looks come spring. They're not a vibrant green anymore, but I think it will survive at least. Yeah, I've got some fronds ready to come through. And then Brassioopsis dumicola, got a couple of these. This is a slightly bigger one, which again should be pretty hardy. They seem to, in here obviously it's cold, hold on to the leaves a little bit more than some of the other Brassioopsis that I've got. And then we've got a few different podophyllums down here as well. Kaleidoscope, one or two others that you can see in the Spotty Dot ears. It's kind of coming back through. Same thing for this Delavi, you can see the growing point here, so these again being kept frost free. So overall I think it's done its job here. Stuff's looking pretty good. It's a bit packed and a bit messy. Looking forward to spring, to starting getting some of these outside. But something that I'm thinking about changing is this. I think in some of my recent videos, or previous videos I should say, I built this growing wall, and in summer it just didn't work. It needed too much water every day. I can't keep the moisture in it because obviously the pockets are so small, so I'm considering just pulling that down. That was a bit of a failed attempt. And then again, I don't know what's happened here. I think it might be from moving some of the bins in and out. Some of the fronds have snapped. This Sciathia isn't looking too healthy at all. So I'm just gonna see if I can keep it going, put it in a pot and look after it that way. And when the fronds get big, it's gonna cross over this area as well. So didn't think that one through particularly well. We do have one green frond here. So a bit of a quick video update, I guess, on this part of the garden. I'll perhaps do another one relatively soon on outside and just give a bit of an update as to how things are going. Short, cold, frosty spell with a lot of snow. This cover seems to have done the job, which is great. And yeah, I think there's definitely going to be some changes in the garden this year coming anyway. Apologies for the terrible camera work, but it kind of is what it is, and hopefully gives people a bit of an update as to kind of where we're at the moment, and hopefully we get some warmer weather coming pretty soon. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.